So, hello YouTube. I'm sitting at my desk with like all these screens open. I have two different computers open, and then I have my personal phone and my work phone, and doing what I do for my day job. But yesterday, I've had this project on my mind for a while now. I had completed my second um, I don't even know if you can call them books. I mean, they don't really look like books. They look more like pamphlets. And I have been told, and I think there's some truth to it. The only way I know how to describe it is that I'm a little bit, when my writing is a little bit, um, mostly meat and very little potatoes, which is kind of funny given the fact that I'm a vegetarian. I love to say that, it just makes me laugh. But anyway, so I had written this second piece of writing, and I had gone in because I'm trying to do this workbook to go with this writing. And so I've been working on this workbook for a few weeks now, as much as I can, because I'm very, very, very busy. And yesterday I was working on it, and I had done something to my blurb. So I do my writing on Blurb. Blurb is the company that actually prints the things that I write, and then I actually do the writing in a program called WordWrite. I think I can't think of it right now. I'm having like a brain freeze. I can't remember the name of it, but. So I had done something recently where I had moved my original book from just being available in Blurb, because I had it on Amazon and Barnes and Noble already, but it's literally been just sitting on a shelf. Basically, I've sold a few copies, but not very many. So I had taken a chance, and I had moved on the Blurb to a global. It's called a global retail network. So I thought, oh, well, I'll just take a chance. And most of the time I go on and there's nothing sold. But yesterday, I'd only done this for a month, my friends. And yesterday, I had, my analytics said that I had sold 6 copies of my book in a month, which I know, you're like, oh, well, what's the big deal on that? That's not very many, but it is a huge deal for me. And 2 of them are in euros. I'm like, are you serious? So like 2 people bought it in Europe, and then 4 people in the US, I guess. It was in US currency. Anyway, so I was so excited all day yesterday. I was just on cloud 9, and I know that theoretically we're not supposed to get too excited about these things, because we are not to be looking for external things for our happiness, right? We're supposed to be happy and then drawing in the external things. But anyway, I was so happy, and I'm like calling everyone. I'm calling my daughter, I'm like called my friend, called my mom, like telling everyone, yeah. So this was very inspiring to me. And then I ended up finishing my workbook, and I did it in 2 different ways. I did it generally so that it wouldn't be associated with my brand, and then I also created one associated with my brand. And I've got to figure out how to have a generic one that is not as expensive as the one that I did, because I ordered 10 copies. They were $14 a piece, which is kind of pricey. And so I'm going to figure that out, but I can't do it right now. But anyways, but what I ended up doing yesterday was I also put my new writing in this global retail network, and I'm excited to see if it sells. But I have to tell y'all, there is an issue my work always has mistakes. And I edit things and edit them and edit them and edit them, but they always have mistakes. Oh my gosh, it is so frustrating. I can't even tell you. Like, I read it over and over and over again. This is why people pay editors. Someday, my work will be exactly as I want it. I want my work to look a lot more like, I really like this like kind of format of, this is The Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I really wanted my writing to be a lot more like this than the way that it is. But in the program and with my budget, I have not been able to get my writing in exactly the way that I want it to be at an affordable price point, because I want people to be able to, buy it. And I don't want my workbook to be, in order for me to actually put that workbook on the global network, it would have cost my like over $30. And I just, anyway, so I'm trying to figure that part out. But anyway, so yesterday I put the second writing. Okay, so then I'm looking at it. I'm actually looking at it again, and I realized I had a mistake on the back, like, cover. I'm like, are you kidding me? That's like huge. Like, you don't want a mistake on your covers, right? I'll never forget. When I did my first book, I actually sent it to a company to format it. Those of you, which is probably most of you, have never tried to do these kinds of things. Like, we don't really even think about this unless you're trying to do it. And formatting a book is one of the most miserable experiences that you can go through. It's miserable. Like, if you move this thing, then like sometimes whole pages disappear, or like pictures disappear, or they double down on each. It is a nightmare. So I actually paid to have my book formatted. And then what ended up happening was I had so many times of correcting mistakes. And I would think they were all corrected, and then they weren't. There are still mistakes in that book, even after I had it edited, and then I actually paid again to have them like make these changes, and it still has mistakes. Oh, but what I wanted to tell you all was I wasn't pleased with the cover, because I had paid extra to have the cover. And I sent them this cover, and they basically just burped back the exact same cover that I had sent them. And I was like, why am I paying you? Like, you didn't do anything to the cover. So they send this back, and they spelled blonde wrong. Not that they spelled it wrong, but they spelled it not the way I spell it. It was like a huge thing. I'm like, okay, first off, you got to change that. Like, but anyway, so yes, it does have a mistake in the back cover, which is going to drive me insane. But I was not willing to pull it at this point. Maybe I would be. But right now, I'm just going to leave it as is for the moment. But anyway, my second book is called Thrival Guide. It's like Blonde Hair Girl's Thrival Guide, 4 Steps to Your Ideal Life. And then it has a companion workbook with it that is basically a rough, I'm going to be perfecting that, but I just like to get material out sometimes, and then, I'm going to work on it, rework it, reformat it, and it'll keep getting better and better. But anyway, I just wanted to give you guys an update. I sold 6 copies last month. I'm so happy. My dreams are coming true. Anyway, love you guys. I'll be back.